Good people, I'm QC. Welcome to this live stream for Talking and Grubbing. This is an impromptu live stream. This was a live stream that I did not plan. If you've been paying attention to previous live streams, I've said that I was going to do an impromptu live stream. No planning, no announcement. Just come straight out and do it. So this is it. I plan on doing more impromptu live streams in the future. So let me get the word out on social media right now that I'm on live. For those who's joining the chat, how y'all doing this evening? How's your day been going so far? Well, how did your day go so far? I'm sorry. How's your evening going? Yes. I got some things on my mind I want to talk about. Also, like this video, as well as share the video with your family and friends. If it's your first time coming into Talking and Grubbing, don't let this be your last time. Subscribe to the channel. When you do, click on the bell icon. Make sure you don't miss any new videos from me. Also, now you can donate to me via PayPal or Cash App. I'm gonna post the links up. I'm gonna post the PayPal link and the Cash App cash tags shortly. Yeah, there's a lot of things that's been on my mind as far as sports. Just haven't had the time to do some of the videos for them. So I decided just to do this live stream. Okay, about to rub on these sour cream and onion Pringles in a little bit. And also got a little treat. Intelligent Psycho, what's up, man? How you doing? Yeah, I heard about LeVar Ball and Molly Karam. I'm definitely gonna touch on that in this live stream. Definitely gonna touch that on this live stream. Okay, just posted the cash tag, excuse me. Okay, I'm gonna give y'all the PayPal link shortly. Yep, I've been meaning to do videos on it, but I got busy. Well, video on the whole Molly and LeVar Ball thing, but got busy. So let me grab on a few of these Pringles. Intelligent Cycle, how you doing? The first thing I want to touch on is this whole Skip Bayless and Kawhi Leonard thing. Now, during the NBA Finals, well, not just the NBA Finals, the entire NBA playoffs, Skip Bayless threw mad shade at Kawhi Leonard. In every round that he was no matter what round the Raptors were in, he threw major shade at him. He could not resist. Hey, well, that's good. You're doing good until just like you said, you just got done eating some grub yourself. Okay. But how does he get put off TV for discussion she asked him on? Easy. And that was gonna side with that moneymaker, and that's Molly. Plus she's Jalen Rose's wife now. So of course they slide with her over LeVar Ball, who ain't bringing them nothing. Molly's their big money maker on ESPN. She brings in the ratings. But back to the Skip. I'm gonna touch on the Molly and LeVar Ball situation in a little bit until just go. Now with the Skip Bayless and Kawhi thing, Skip Bayless to me comes off as like a bitter ex-girlfriend, a bitter ex-wife. He reminds me of the ex-wife who got half of everything, including alimony, but she's still bitter over the husband leaving her. That's what Skip reminded me of throughout the whole playoffs when it came to Kawhi. He didn't give him no credit for for when he played well. He just found little shit to nitpick, like, oh, he went 0 for 4 late in the fourth quarter. Yeah, intelligence cycle. That's another thing. I was just about to touch on that. This man's been so disrespectful to Kawhi. He doesn't even call him by his name. He just calls him number 2 instead of Kawhi, and saying that he quit. Kawhi didn't quit on the Spurs. Kawhi had an injury. He felt that he wasn't ready to come back yet. He wasn't 100%. So he decided to stay out for basically the whole season. That was that. That man knew his body. He knows his body better than anybody else, any doctor, any coach, any front office executive, or any teammate. And another thing, people like Tony Parker was dead wrong for doing that. He should not have brought that. He should not have brought that shit to the media. He should have kept that privately between him and Kawhi. Tony Parker was straight up wrong for that. So, that made me lose a lot of respect for him, give him the side eye. But yeah, Skip, it's like Skip should have just appreciated what Kawhi did for the Spurs organization. He helped y'all bring another championship, because let's keep it real. If it was just still Duncan, Parker, and Ginobili, I don't think the Spurs would have won another championship because they were getting older. So Kawhi was brought in. Kawhi came in. Yeah, he wasn't the player with all the hype when he first got traded to San Antonio from Indiana, but he worked on his game, he worked on his shooting, and he became a viable player for the Spurs where he could have those big moments in the finals by locking down LeBron and hitting some big shots. So instead of Skip just saying thank you, Kawhi, for all you did, he continues to hate on this man. First of all, Skip was not the owner of the damn Spurs. He didn't have no ownership of the San Antonio Spurs. You're just a fan, dude. You didn't own the Spurs. You don't have ownership over Kawhi. If that man didn't want to play for the team anymore, that's his right. He had a right to want to be traded. And in a way, I don't blame him. Look how fans like you treated the man. I ain't saying all Spurs fans are like that. I don't want to paint every San Antonio Spurs fan in a box, because I'm a Cleveland fan. I'm a Cleveland fan, and I know how a lot of Cavs fans got painted after LeBron left for the first time and went to Miami. Everybody, mama thought that everybody in Cleveland were a bunch of jersey burners. As a matter of fact, some people still think that it's almost 10 years later since the decision happened. People still think that. People still go by, Cleveland with those ESPN clips of folks burning his jersey. If you notice, there weren't a lot of folks that look like me down there burning his jerseys. They're destroying his stuff. But if there was a small number. But yeah, instead of Skip just said, excuse me, instead of just saying, thank you, Kawhi, for helping bring the San Antonio Spurs another championship and helping, continue to, his run. This man throws shade at the man, was throwing shade at this man constantly. Constantly threw shade at this man. Like, this man, stole something from, like, this man smacked his mama. Like, this man, I wonder, did Kawhi try to smash Skip's wife while he was playing San Antonio? Did he did he run into his car? I don't know what Skip's beef is with Kawhi. But Skip does act like he has this ownership mindset over Kawhi. Not just him. Michelle Beadle of ESPN, she acted the same way too when it came to Kawhi because she's a Spurs fan. She was talking all kind of crap about him. Throughout the playoffs. She constantly dogged that man. And also, God don't like ugly. He ain't too thrilled about Pre because now she's fired from the NBA Countdown. And you know what? Good riddance. I'm glad she's gone. Because she's straight up corny. I never liked her on NBA Countdown. And hell, I would have rather stuck with Sage Steele, even though I ain't the biggest fan of her personally. But at least she wasn't boring like Michelle Beadle was. Michelle Beadle was straight up boring and corny as hell. Now, Chauncey, they could keep him. He was cool on NBA Countdown, but I think he's more better doing on the sideline. So I think that's what they're gonna do with him. But yeah, Michelle Beadle, ESPN should get rid of her, period. Why is she still there? She should have got fired after she put that tweet out with Stephen A. Smith gave his response to the Ray Rice situation on First Take. Last time I checked, that was against company policy. Even Colin Cowherd, who I'm not the biggest fan of, even he came out and said that she was shady from his time working with her on Sports Nation. So yeah, both of them, man, I can't stand both of them how they dog Kawhi. This man is not only a great player, but he seems like a pretty good, genuine dude off the court. You never heard him in any legal trouble. He's not out here, wilding out. This man just, comes to work, plays the game the right way, wins, and goes home. And also, a lot of people don't notice, Kawhi is a very financially astute player. That man has saved basically all his money from every contract. So if I ever, get up there like that, I would definitely love to go to Kawhi for financial advice. I would just love to sit down with Kawhi and ask him, like, hey, Kawhi, man, what you do with, how'd you invest your money? What'd you invest your money in? Let me know what I got to do to let my money grow. So I would definitely go to Kawhi. He'd be my unofficial financial advisor. Intelligent Psycho, Beto, I heard, is an alcoholic. She stated Kawhi is a spoiled, whiny crybaby. What the hell? Oh, no. She probably was drunk when she said that, too. She called him a whiny crybaby. Wow. I thought I heard everything. Kawhi never came off with that mentality to me. You know, this man was like a humble dude from California. If you want to keep it real, this man flew under the radar at San Diego State. Nobody was really watching him or the team, despite the fact, you know, they made a run in the NCAA tournament, but nobody was watching him. And then he got drafted in the NBA, got traded to another team not too long after he was drafted, worked his way, you know, stayed in the gym, worked on his game, worked his way up to becoming an all-star player, then being a vital piece of a team winning a championship, being named Finals MVP. Then he goes down for over a year due to a horrible injury, works his way back up to getting healthy to play again. And then, the organization and teammates start crapping on him. So he just says, hey, I want to go somewhere else. Gets traded there. And then wins a champ. Then he proves to everybody that he can win a championship on his own, as he just did in this NBA Finals by knocking off another dynasty in the Golden State Warriors. Now I know the Heat wasn't a dynasty, but that Heat team was primed to at least win 3 or 4 championships within a 5 or 6 year period. They were primed to do that, and Kawhi stopped that. So, man, like I said, my NBA Finals live stream, I would call him Solid Assassin, but that's kind of cliche and corny, so I call him Ghost Dog. That's my new name for Kawhi, Ghost Dog. And if y'all don't know what Ghost Dog is an old movie from about 1999, 2000 that starred Forrest Whitaker, who was this silent assassin that you never saw coming. It's a good movie. Matter of fact, that was one of his most underrated movies. He should have got an Oscar. He should at least got an Oscar nomination for that role. So you never saw Ghost Dog, check that out. But yeah, Michelle Beal needs to sit her ass down calling somebody names. Not only she's a drunk, she's ugly too. I don't know if she has a man or a husband, but if she does, I feel for him, because who wants to go home to that at night? Woo. But man, both of them, her and Skip Bayless, they're nothing but trolls. And they only do this really to a lot of black players. You don't really see them doing this to white players like Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless overpraises Tom Brady to no end. Constantly praises Tom Brady, no matter if he wins or lose. Like, okay, after this year's Super Bowl against the Rams, he's talking about, well, Tom Brady should have been the MVP of the Super Bowl. Man, Tom Brady was crappy in that Super Bowl. Very crappy. He only threw like for 100 plus yards. It was Julian Edelman who really won that game. Well, who was a big part in that game, even though he didn't score any touchdowns. But in my opinion, the defense should have won that Super Bowl. Stephon Gilmore and I forget the other guy's name on defense. Both of them should have been co-Super Bowl MVPs because they won that game. They shut down Goff, shut down Ty Gurley, CJ Anderson, and all those wide receivers. Those are the real MVPs of that Super Bowl, in my opinion. That's who should have got Super Bowl MVP. Even though Julian Edelman was pretty solid making some big catches, but he scored no touchdowns. Hey, in terms of soccer, you said ESPN should put my girl Doris Burke as moderator on NBA Countdown, but I get why they're not doing that. She's good on the sidelines. Yeah, Doris Burke is a lot better on the sidelines than being a moderator. I couldn't see her being a moderator for NBA Countdown. She's a lot better for the sidelines. Matter of fact, she's a staple now on the sideline as far as the NBA on ESPN and ABC. You know, when you think about when you you always think of Doris Burke every time, you know, we know when you think of sideline reporter for the NBA. You do. So she's like a staple. She's like a staple now. So yeah, I can't see them replacing her. Get a little something to drink here on this. Get a little sip of this Hawaiian punch. All right, there we go. But yeah, but Skip Bayless, man, like I said, him and Michelle Beadle, they're nothing but paid trolls. They're always trolling somebody. And Skip Bayless has been trolling players for years. Like when he was the beat writer back in the 90s for the Dallas Cowboys, when they had their Super Bowl run. He can't, I don't know if a lot of y'all know this, but he wrote an article accusing Troy Aikman of being gay, and Troy Aikman was going to kick Skip Bayless' ass. Man, I wish Troy Aikman would have kicked Skip's ass. I wish he would have. Matter of fact, I wish Troy Aikman would still beat down Skip Bayless now sometimes because he runs his mouth too much. Like he's always talking crap about some player. Like I said, come on, you disrespect Kawhi. Of all players, you disrespect Kawhi. There's players who's done worse that you don't sit up and call out. What about Ben Roethlisberger? He was not just accused of raping one, but two women. You don't disrespect him like that by calling him number 7, but you disrespect Kawhi by calling him number 2, and he never did anything. Well, anything legally. Panda Kid, what's up, man? How you doing? Thanks for joining me on this impromptu live stream. How's your evening? But yeah, Skip Bayless, man. Skip Bayless is straight disrespectful. Another one he's disrespectful to, LeBron. Like, come on, this man goes out of his way to criticize LeBron. And I got my issues and disagreements with some of the stuff LeBron has done, but come on, you constantly criticize him for stuff. Now, the stuff you need to criticize him on, okay, cool. But it's like he overdoes it with little petty stuff. Okay, this more on Undisputed. They did a story. Well, they did a little clip on it because it was at the end of the show where LeBron, designed the court. Well, they showed the court that's going to be in the new Space Jam movie. Skip said, well, he needs to practice 10 straight goals per game. Skip, you need to shut the hell up. You only scored 1 point in high school. How you going to sit up and talk like you're such the basketball expert now? You only scored 1 point in high school. You can yell that crap about, the coach hated me. I see why the coach hated you. I would have hated you too. You scoring 1 point, funking up the joint. Shoot, you funking up the gym. You making the gym funkier than George Clinton and all Parliament and Funkadelic put together. Score only 1 point. He should have been lucky he wasn't the water boy. If I was a coach of that team, I'd have made you the water boy or equipment manager. Shoot, talk about the coach hates you. I would hate you too. I'm trying to win basketball games. You sitting up scoring 1 point. Get out of here. But yeah, it's like, come on. It's like Skip. It's like him, Michelle Beat. Well, no, I don't know if Michelle Beadle ever played any sports, but Skip Bayless, Jason Whitlock, Stephen A. Smith, all had what I call pissed off jock syndrome. They were jocks in high school and college. They're mad that they never made it to the pros, and other players did, and now they became writers because they're upset that they didn't get in. So they became beat writers and reporters and so-called analysts to criticize those players that have made it in. Stephen A, another one. He sucked in college. He was a sucky college ball player and had the nerve to dog the coach. You suck, bruh. Go on, sit down somewhere. Getting on people's nerves. But yeah, Skip, man. I think he might be a little jealous of Shannon Sharp because everybody knows most people watch Undisputed for Shannon Sharp. They ain't watching it for Skip Bayless. They're not. We ain't watching that show for no damn Skip Bayless. Because for one, he's dry. Two, he's corny. And three, he's boring. Please, if that show only had Skip Bayless, man, I would not watch that show. Hell, if I was off of work and seeing that show, I'd fall asleep. Even though Shannon could be a LeBron fanboy, we still could watch Shannon because he do bring other stuff besides his LeBron fanboyism. I made up a new word, but you know. Also, another thing I wanted to get on is Psycho. Stephen A. and Skip tag team troll on Chad Johnson back in 2011 when they was in Florida. Yeah, they definitely went hard in the paint on old Ocho Cinco back then when they were on First Take together. Both of them are, like I said, they're both pissed off jocks who never made it. I'm about to get a couple of these white fudge ding dongs. But yeah, both of them are pissed off. Like I said, Intelligent Psycho, they're pissed off jocks who never made it. So is Jason Whitlock. Just about it with Jason Whitlock. He will hate on in a minute. Whether it's LeBron, Colin Kaepernick, I'll never forget Jason Whitlock trying to do that damn skit of Colin Kaepernick and he used Kid from Kid and Play. Both of them needed their kick behind that skit. Luckily, it didn't air because a lot of us got outraged over it. Yeah, but Stephen A. and Skip love to pick on people, love to pick on athletes, especially black ones. They love to pick on black athletes. They don't do that to white athletes. And also, to me, that's where a lot of that's where a lot of the LeBron hate came from people like Skip Bayless. You know, it spilled over on the YouTube, social media. That's another thing I want to touch on next. You know, my dude, 1LVZ, y'all check out his channel, 1LVZ NBA Talk. You know, y'all check out his video, subscribe to that channel. Great channel, by the way. You know, he did a video about all of the hate that LeBron gets. And he definitely put it out there up front that, hey, he's no LeBron fan, but he respects LeBron as a player. And he was calling out how people give LeBron so much venom for some of the stuff he does, but y'all don't give that same venom to people like Jordan and Kobe. Like, okay, because I was guilty of this too, you know, a few months ago, and then I had to rethink my stuff. Because I was saying that same stuff like, oh, LeBron more about business than basketball. But then I had to realize something. Jordan actually did more stuff off the court, more commercials and movies and all that than LeBron. With Jordan, and this was in his prime, okay? You saw him in Ballpark Frank commercials, Hanes commercials, Gatorade commercials, the I want to be like Mike, commercial back in the day. The hair care commercials they used to air during Soul Train. I forget the name of the company. The company slips my mind right now. If somebody knows what I'm talking about in this chat, help me out. But he was doing that. Ballpark Frank commercials, Space Jam, the videos, Michael Jordan, Come Fly With Me, Michael Jordan's Playground. LeBron, yeah, he did his share of commercials, but he hasn't done many commercials in his career. And a lot of his stuff, far as the, production side, most of it has been behind the scenes. The only he's done stuff that LeBron has done on camera is Trainwreck, The Shop, which he currently has on HBO, Uninterrupted, which was the site he started long before The Shop came about. But a lot of his stuff has been more behind the scenes. He's been the executive producer of a lot of stuff like Survivor's Remorse, which was on Stars. Also, he had a couple of other shows that were on there. He had a game show that was on NBC. I forgot the name of it now. But he had that for me. He also had Cleveland Hustles, which he was the executive producer of on CNBC, where they were trying to rebuild the old Gordon Square district on the west side of Cleveland. And that was a pretty good show. I wish they would have kept that on a little bit longer. So a lot of the stuff LeBron did was more behind the scenes. A lot of the stuff Jordan did was more on camera. And also, people talk about Jordan being the GOAT, 6-0 in the NBA Finals. He never went to a Game 7. And that never went to a Game 7 stuff kind of turns me off. Because to me, it's like you're diminishing other greats that did go to a Game 7. Y'all acting like, oh, well, Magic ain't great because he went to 2 Game 7s. Bird ain't great because he went to a Game 7. Bill Russell ain't great because he went to a few Game 7s or 2 Game 7s. Excuse me. Tim Duncan ain't great because he went to a Game 7. Y'all think, it's like fans set these unrealistic expectations, that can never be obtained, that can never, might never be obtained because you just never know how things are going to play out. When you go to a Game 7, it's because the 2 teams that are playing for the championship are the best teams. Okay? Magic went to Game 7 against the Lakers and the Pistons. Those were the 2 best. Those were the 2 best teams in the Eastern Conference at that time. Tim Duncan went Game 7 against the Pistons and the Heat. The Pistons, they were the defending NBA champs at that time. The Heat, they were the best team in the league that year. So, nobody was shocked to see a 7-game series out of that. Cleveland Cavaliers, Golden State Warriors. The Cavs down 3-1. They won 2 in a row to force a Game 7. Warriors, went 73-9. Nobody, maybe people were surprised to see that happen, that go Game 7, but still, a lot of people tuned in to Game 7 to see what was going to happen. People either was going to see the Cavs complete the comeback and break Cleveland's pro championship drought, or the Warriors were going to cap off the greatest regular season in history. So that kind of gets on my nerves to say, well, Jordan never went to a game seven, never went to a game seven because he had the deeper team. That's why. If y'all notice, most of the teams that the Bulls played during those 2 3-peats, the Bulls were the better team. Jordan played one or two guys that are currently in the Hall of Fame right now, in the finals. 91, the Lakers. The only Hall of Famer that's there right now is Magic Johnson. James Worthy didn't play. Kareem had retired. 92, the Portland Trailblazers. The only Hall of Famer they have right now from that team is Clyde the Glide Drexler. 93, the Phoenix Suns. The only Hall of Famer that's currently, the only Phoenix Sun from that team that's currently in the Hall of Fame is Charles Barkley. Then you flip it to 96, the Seattle Supersonics. The only Hall of Famer that Jordan played that's in the Hall of Fame right now is Gary Payton, GP. The only time Jordan played two current Hall of Famers is 97 and 98, Stockton and Malone. Those are the only two Hall of Famers that's in the Hall of Fame right now. Magic, Kareem, and LeBron have gone up more. Hell, I even put Kobe in that list. Shaq and Kobe in that list. They've gone up against more Hall of Famers than Jordan did. Hey, Eloptic, what's up, man? Thanks for joining me. How you doing? Who's gonna be Rookie of the Year? Man, I don't know yet. But if I were to put some money on it in Vegas right now, I would say Zion would be Rookie of the Year. If I were to put my bets in Vegas right now, I think Zion would take it. But yeah, Magic, Kareem, LeBron, Kobe, and Shaq have played more Hall of Famers put together in the finals than Michael Jordan has. They all faced the, Bird, McHale, Parrott. Well, Magic and Kareem faced Bird, McHale, Parrish, Dennis Johnson, RIP, Bill Walton, who's in the Hall of Fame. Got to throw him on that list. He's in the Hall of Fame currently. Isaiah, Joe Mars, Dennis Rodman, they're all in the Hall of Fame right now. Dr. J, Moses Malone, RIP. They faced those type of Hall of Famers in the finals. Then, excuse me. Oh, you meant Rookie of the Year for this year. My mistake. I'm sorry, Eli Loptic. I'm sorry. Yeah, Luka could take it. Trae Young could take it too. My mistake. I thought you had meant the upcoming season. My mistake. Yeah, Luka does have a great chance of taking Rookie of the Year, but so does Trae Young too. T. Congress, what's going on, bro? How you doing? Now, LeBron, all the Hall of Famers he's faced in the finals. He's faced Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker. Those three are going to be in the Hall of Fame. Then faced Dirk. Well, Jason Kidd is in the Hall of Fame currently, but Dirk is going to go in. I got a feeling Jason Terry is going to go in the Hall of Fame. Then he faced Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, KD, Draymond Green. All those dudes are going to be in the Hall of Fame once their careers are said and done. Excuse me. Kobe and Shaq. Look who they faced in the finals. Reggie Miller, who's currently in the Hall of Fame. AI, who's currently Jason Kidd, who's currently in the Hall of Fame. Ben Wallace. Ben Wallace is about to go into the Hall of Fame this year. He's going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Then, Shaq, he faced Dirk, and Jason Terry. Both of them are going to be future Hall of Famers. Kobe faced Paul Pierce, KG, Ray Allen. All those dudes are going to be Hall of Famers. So all the players I just named, faced more Hall of Famers in the NBA Finals than Michael Jordan. Eli Tick, I don't think Kawhi is going to LA. Maybe not this year. I think he's going to at least sign a 2-year deal with Toronto. Well, a 1-year deal with Toronto and with a player option, to see how that goes, to see if they're going to repeat or not. If they pull off the repeat, I could definitely see him staying in Toronto for another year. If they don't, say if they get to the finals and lose in a competitive 6 or 7 games, he still might stay in Toronto. Ooh, I'm sweating. But yeah, but you know what? But that's really the media who's pumped up Jordan. They say the media pumps up LeBron. Nah, the media don't pump up LeBron like they did Jordan. Matter of fact, it's like they're still pumping up Jordan to this day, despite the fact he's been retired for 16 years? They're still pumping up Jordan to this day. They've made Jordan larger than life, despite the fact that Kareem has accomplished more than Jordan. Kareem has 6 rings just like Michael Jordan. Even though he doesn't have the finals MVPs like Jordan, Michael Jordan has 6, Kareem only has 2, but Kareem won finals MVP with 2 different teams. That's very rare. The only other 2 players that have done it is LeBron and now Kawhi. Plus, Kareem has scored more points historically than Michael Jordan. He's the all-time scoring leader in points. Plus, Michael Jordan only won 1, championship in college, while Kareem won 3 in college. Let me get some more of this Hawaiian punch. So, actually, if you really think about it, Kareem's career should be a little bit more hyped up more than Michael Jordan's. I know people were Jordan 6-0 in the finals. Let me tell you something. This ain't freaking baseball. This ain't boxing, okay? Basketball is a team sport. You win as a team, you lose as a team, okay? Thank you, Loptic. I appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate the love, bro. Thank you. Thank you very much. But like I said, it's been the media who really that pumped up Michael Jordan in his whole career. And the main reason why I gotta say it, because Jordan was the media's boy. And what I mean by that, he was like the likable, he was like the likable person. He was the the popular guy in school, while Kareem wasn't the media's boy, especially back then when he first got traded to the Lakers. He would barely talk to the media. And I think a lot of the media members, who some of them are still active to this day, have held that against him. While Michael Jordan friendly with the media, always smiling, trying to play off like he was so humble with the media, even though he was a straight up a-hole off the court. But he tried to play that good guy image. While Kareem, just kept it real, just showed you who he really was up front. He showed you that, hey, I'm a Muslim, I'm a black man, I'm for my people, and I ain't gonna take no BS. Which I can respect that about Kareem. At least I know what I'm getting up front. Excuse me. But yeah, that's why they pump up Jordan's career so much, because Jordan was the media darling. He was more marketable to the mainstream than Kareem was. And that's the truth. It's not me hating on Jordan or trying to crap on Jordan to pump up Kareem, but it's the truth. Jordan has been pumped out there for all these years because he was more marketable to the mainstream. You know, the mainstream consider Jordan more acceptable, and while they don't consider Kareem acceptable, despite the fact Kareem has accomplished more than Michael Jordan. Excuse me. Get a couple more of these ding dongs. You know? So yeah, my humble opinion, Kareem is the actual GOAT, not Jordan, because he's accomplished more. And y'all can yell about rings. Kareem has the same amount of rings as Jordan. Yeah, he might have had a few finals losses, but still, he still got 6. You can't take that away from him. And plus, you know, some people say, well, if Jordan wouldn't have left the NBA for almost 2 years to play baseball, the Bulls would have won 8 in a row. I don't think so. You know, the more times you get to the championship, the odds of you losing in the championship increase, no matter how great your team is. Look at the Lakers in the 80s. You know, they lost what? They lost in the finals, what, 4 times? They lost to the 76ers, the Celtics. Well, no, 3 times in the 80s, my mistake. The 76ers, the Celtics, and the Pistons. You know, same with the Patriots. They've been to 9 Super Bowls. They lost 3 of them. 2 to the New York Giants, 1 to the Philadelphia Eagles. So it's not guaranteed that the Bulls would have won 8 straight championships. It's not. Because I say if they would have got to the Houston Rockets, if they would have played the Rockets in the finals, I don't think the Bulls would have beat the Rockets. They wouldn't have. Because no Bulls big could have stopped Kareem on either 3P team. Not not Cartwright, not Horace Grant, not Rodman, not Kukoc. None of those bigs could have stopped Kareem. Not even Pippen. They definitely wouldn't have stopped Pippen. Yeah, I know people don't say, well, who could stop Jordan? Me, Houston would have let Jordan get his and dared everybody else to beat him. That's what I think they would have done. They would have dared everybody else to beat him. Because if you look at that 95 finals they played against the Magic, they basically dared Shaq. They just let the Rockets just let Shaq and Penny get theirs and dared everybody else to beat them. And also, other guys stepped up with them in that series, like Kenny the Jet Smith, Sam Cassell, Robert Horry. You know, they were all key factors. So I think the Rockets would have shut down the rest of the Bulls core. That's just my humble opinion. You know, so I always just say, let's just, you know, and we all say we love any sport as much, whether it's football, basketball, baseball, whatever. We have our great players. Let's just appreciate them for what they are while they're here. Let's appreciate them in their era, you know? Let's appreciate Jordan. Let's just appreciate Jordan for what he did in his career. Say with Magic, Bird, Isaiah, Bill Russell, Tim Duncan, LeBron, Kobe, Shaq, Reggie Miller, Shaq. I already said Shaq, D Wade, you know, who just retired. Also, Dirk, who just retired. Let's just all appreciate what they've done or what they do in their careers, because one day they're not going to be here. We're going to miss them, and we're going to look back for all the things that they accomplished in their careers. Not the things that they didn't accomplish. So I got to get out of here, y'all, on this impromptu live stream. Thank y'all for joining me. You know, just wanted to get some things off my mind, and I'm glad that some of y'all came in here on such short notice to listen to what I had to say, what's on my mind. Subscribe to the channel. When you do, click on the bell icon. That way you don't miss any new videos from me. Now you can donate to Talking and Grubbing Media via PayPal or Cash App. I'm about to give the links now. I would greatly appreciate your donations. Donate whatever you can, even if it's $1. I would greatly appreciate it. You know, I want to keep this channel going so I can produce more quality content for y'all. There's my PayPal donation. Also, I'm about to give you my Cash App cash tag now. All right, there it is. There's my PayPal link, and there's my Cash App cash tag. So donate to those now. I will greatly appreciate all donations. Thank y'all for joining me on this live stream. Also, gonna be working on a few new videos soon, so look out for those. I might be back maybe next week with a live stream on NBA free agency and give my take on that. So if I do that live stream, I would definitely post on my social media accounts, and y'all stay tuned for that and come join me. Y'all have a good one. Love y'all to life. QC out. Enjoy the rest of y'all evening.